In the last section, we put together our breadth first traversal. We're now going to move on to talking about how we would approach the depth first traversal. So first, let's do just one quick reminder. I know we've looked at this diagram several times now. So we would start off at the very top. We would go down the left-hand side to the bottom as quickly as possible. And then we would loop back up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now I've got some really good news for you, especially if the solution we just went over made some sense. So the good news is that to traverse through a tree in a depth first order is remarkably similar, as far as the code goes, to how we approach the breadth first. So that's why I showed you that particular method by using an array. It's because to do either the breadth first or the depth first are nearly identical. So let's talk about how we would iterate through a tree in a depth first fashion. Okay, so again, we've got our array over here, and every step of this thing is going to be remarkably similar except for one little difference. So let's talk about what that is. So we're going to start off again by making an array and immediately taking the root node and sticking that into an array. We'll then enter a while loop. And again, so long as this array has some number of elements inside of it, we'll take out the first element, and then we'll take this element's children. So again, that will be 0, 40, and -15, and we will stick those all into the array. We'll pass this node to our iterator function, and then we'll essentially throw it away. Next, we take out the next node. So here's the next node. Now we take this thing's children, which are 12, -2, and 1. And now here's the difference. Here is exactly how depth first is different than breadth first. Remember, with breadth first, we took these children right here and we added them on to the end of the array. And we just saw that 2 seconds ago. Remember, we called push right here. Push adds elements to the end of the array. But with a depth first search, rather than adding these children to the end, we are going to add them to the start. So they're going to be added on to the very start of the array, like so. So remember, we're still operating on 0 right here. So we'll call our iterator function with 0, and then we throw that node away. We then take out the first element from our array, which in this case would be 12. And so you can very quickly see the pattern that we have here. We go from the root, down the left side, down the left side. We say, does this thing have any children? In this case, no, it does not. So we pass it to our iterator function and then throw it away. We then take out the first node again. That's -2. This has no children. We pass it to the iterator, throw it away. We take out 1. This has no children. We pass it to the iterator function, throw it away. 40, take it out, pass it to iterator, throw it away. 15, this one does have a child. It has -2. So we will put that into our array at the very start. In this case, it's empty, so it doesn't make a big difference, but still we put it at the very start of the array. We pass this to the iterator function, throw it away. -2 out, iterator function, throw it away. So that's pretty much it. The only difference between breadth first and depth first when we are using this array to hold elements is whether or not we are adding elements or adding children to the start or the end of the array. So in general, that's something that is pretty darn straightforward and easy to remember. Even if this is your first time looking at it, maybe it looks a little bit intimidating, but believe me, I am really confident you can remember the difference here. Remember, if you're ever in an interview setting, all you really have to do is remember, okay, I need to make some type of array and then iterate through children. And if you draw this out in diagram form, I'm really confident that you could pretty quickly come up with a solution either with the breadth first or depth first solutions. Okay, so that's how we're going to solve the depth first traversal. So back inside of our index.js file, let's add on the method traverse depth first. It's going to be called with some function. And again, I'm going to let you take a shot at this one. So remember, the solution is going to look remarkably similar to what we just did right here. There's just going to be that one key difference, which is exactly where we add the children into our array. So go ahead and give it a shot, and I'll meet up with you in the next video.